Clear my throat there. Okay. I'll show you that. Panels. There's that big one. Big deck panel off of the back. It's in primer. Okay, we're gonna do a quick walk around here of the boat. Here's the steering compass. It's finally mounted. A couple of fishing poles laying in the rod locker. The Minn Kota Terrova. Now I haven't officially decided yet on the routing of this cable. I got one zip tie on it up here at the top, and that cable for now is just laying there, so we'll see. Like I said, I'm not sure what we're going to do with that yet. Oh, here's the transponder for the Helix 8. This panel is attached. I went ahead and cut just some relief holes here and in here. Got another one here, and my power cable is going through this drain. That is the mount for the Helix 8 right there. Okay. Nothing else has changed in here, really. Oh, trolling motor batteries, we need to put that down. The drain hose is hooked on now for the live well overflow. And then it's kind of funny, so I hooked up my voltmeter, and that's going to read 24 volts off of these batteries. But here's something that's interesting. The circuit is not really completed until you switch the motor on. So the voltage gauge doesn't show voltage unless the motor is on. Well, I guess that's a good thing, right? I mean, it won't use up battery power that way. The gauge won't be on. And then the other issue though that I'm having is this this USB. I'm not sure what if that's any good or not, because I just put a fuse in the fuse holder for that, and I'm not getting a continuity light, so we may have to troubleshoot that. If that's our biggest problem, you know, right, we'll take it. Here's our casting seat in the front. They're a limited edition out of Dallas, Texas, made by Tempest, of course. The toilet would sit right here if I had it in there, and I also have a deck plate that goes on top of here to cover this up if I want it on there. Oh, I put my fish ruler over there on the other side. You can see it. Okay, then let's move over here. Here's the little Helix 5. Turn that on for you. And that only exists. So I was gonna put an iPad up there and put GPS on it, but I wanted depth. So I wanted depth at the driver's seat. So I went ahead and just bought a cheap Helix 5 and put in there, and it's pretty cool. It is actually showing 1.9 feet. And if you take a tape measure to the back where the transponder is and measure it, it actually is exactly 1.9 feet. So pretty cool. It knows that it's looking at my concrete garage floor. And you know what's interesting? I mean, technically, would it be showing the depth of my concrete? Right, I don't know, maybe. Let's see, water pressure gauge, still sitting there, not installed. Thank you for the tip that somebody gave me about leaving some air in that line to keep the water out of the gauge. I'll take that advice. I need to label these switches here. This one is, that's my lights on the back. I'll call them landing lights if you're coming into the boat dock at night. And then the other two are my live well drains. You can hear them. And then I just cut a hole in the plug on the last one there for my Helix 5 wires. And then I wasn't gonna worry about those over there, but I did 3D print plugs to go in the holes where those other old toggle switches were. Okay, so let's see here. I think you've seen that switch panel here. That turns on, oh, Nav Lights. That's Nav Lights. Pretty cool. They look really nice at night in here. This one I think is that the radio? Yeah, that's the radio. And I don't actually have an antenna hooked up, which I'll probably fix that. I probably will put an antenna. But if I do, I'm gonna do like a aviation style comm antenna, like a shark fin or just a comm antenna. I don't know. We'll find a fun antenna. Okay, then we also had a horn not hooked up. The only other one that is hooked up was the freshwater pump to fill the live wells. Okay, let's see here. Seats, you haven't seen the seats yet. There again, it's a limited edition Tempest. All the seats match. They're made in Dallas, Texas. And they're beautiful seats, very comfortable. I hate to even tell you what my seat investment cost, but I think we're probably in the $800 range for all 4 seats. So I don't know, is it worth it? Because I was at Cabela's the other day and the regular seats, they look pretty nice as well. So I don't know if I would do that again if I had the chance. Let's see here. Gas tank is sitting in the back. There's the other casting seat. It's just sitting there. Tempest. Let's see. Okay, going across the back here. I got some wires I need to tie up. Just tie them up. Oh, I did run brand new 6-gauge wire to the starter. And here is something interesting. When I pulled the, gosh, you know what? And I still think it was the negative cable, the ground cable that was hooked onto the starter right there. Anyhow, one of those cables, it had to have been the negative one, but it had a bare spot on it about 6 inches long. No kidding. It was tremendous. Okay, I put other thing, I put fogging oil in the cylinders the other day, and then I turned the engine over by hand, and then the next day I turned it over really slowly just to, make sure I didn't compress any oil or anything like that. Then the next day I came back, took all the plugs out, turned the engine over by hand again, sprayed some more fogging oil in the cylinders and let it sit for a couple hours. And then with the spark plugs out, I did crank the engine with the starter just to make sure that everything was good there, that it was going to crank, and it does. It cranks over really nice. Oh, that hose doesn't need to be there. Okay, so let's see here. Keep going on the boat a little bit. There's the back where I polished on it the other day a little bit. You saw that, I believe. I got a little more paint for those other two covers, so I gotta get this cover painted and put it back on. And okay, then we're back to this side. Let's hop up in the boat here. The cup holders are in. I think you saw that. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and shut the Hummingbird off. I forgot I had it on. Okay, so I'll take you over here. So that gauge shows voltage and it's live all the time, but it's only reading this battery under the dash. And so if the boat goes into any extended storage, I'll just unhook one cable off of this. And I did put the wing nuts on it because, you know what, if you for some reason need to unhook a battery quickly and you're out on the lake or something like that, you don't have time to fumble for a wrench. Okay, here's my wiring. It's not the most beautiful setup in the world, but it works. I did put a board in here just to put a ground strip on. It was a little bit easier to run some of my ground wires to that strip. And then I, of course, just jumpered it over to the ground on my fuse block over here. Then I have my fuses. And this does have the indicator lights. If you do blow a fuse, it lights up the block with a red LED light so you know what fuse is bad. Kind of a good idea. The rest of the wiring is just, everything is labeled, and then it is zip tied and bundled as well as I could, you know, to try to keep everything somewhat organized. And I did glue another block of wood over there on that sidewall. Just I don't like screwing screws into fiberglass. Really don't like that. So everywhere that I had to mount something, I glued a block of wood on and then attached it from there. Okay, let's crawl out from under here. Oh. Okay, so that is that. Another view of the seats. Cup holders. Yeah, and this ain't too bad. There's the live well. It's got the bubbler. Mr. Bubbles. Actually, it's a generic Mr. Bubbles. Okay, you saw the stereo. That one's waiting on the cover. This is just storage here. That hole is huge. I'm pretty excited. I should be able to fit. I've got 1, 2, 3. So I've got 3 more tackle boxes of stuff to put in there. And then there's the little hole where the potty goes, or you can put the deck cover on top if you want more casting room. And like I said, on the days that it's just me, I'm not taking the toilet with me. So, okay. So for now, that's about it. Can't think of what else to show you. We could flip the seat around here. So we're getting close. We gotta paint that cover and get it put on and put the foam on it. The same with this one right here. I'll finish painting them today. I'll probably put the foam on them this evening. And I'm gonna run the motor. I'm probably still gonna try to run it tonight.